Hello everyone and welcome back to my Legendary Glitches series. I haven't done one of these videos for months now and I'm not really sure why because this is one of my favourite series. Anyway, I'm doing one today. If you've never seen one of these before, in this format I showcase 3 glitches or bugs for Dark Souls 2. All of the glitches I'm showing today have been fixed and patched by the developers so they cannot be used to negatively impact anyone online. So as some of you will have already realised from the footage, the first glitch I'll be showing you today is the Parry Airwalk glitch. This glitch was performed by parrying an opponent, waiting 1 second, and then rolling, and as soon as you had rolled, you pressed the attack button right afterwards. It required extremely precise timing, about a 1/10 of a second difference. You knew if you had performed it correctly when you had rolled directly over the center of your opponent without harming them. Once this glitch was in effect, you could run anywhere you wanted to, or should I say float anywhere you wanted, over level geometry without being affected by gravity. You could even run out of bounds where there wasn't even an existing map, or run through certain walls to travel between locations. You could control your height above the ground to an extent. By jumping, you would fall a few feet and then remain hovering in midair. To break out of this floating animation, you could simply parry or attack to allow yourself to move around freely again. If you touched the ground, you were anchored to it until you ran off a ledge. This allowed you to travel up and down stairs and slopes to adjust your height quite easily. How the glitch actually worked was a simple trick really. By cancelling your riposte animation by performing another action, such as rolling, you confused the game and caused it to lock you into your vertical position because it assumed that you were performing a riposte, whereas in fact you were still running around as free as a bird. This glitch would work as long as the enemy you pretended to riposte was still loaded. This exploit became widely used in many speedruns that allowed glitches, as it allowed you to completely bypass many sections of the game. It's also slightly less commonly known that there were other variations to performing this glitch. You could actually achieve the exact same result by using an item, for example healing with Estus or a life gem, and then riposting immediately afterwards. Basically the same method and process, just with different actions. They all involved cancelling certain animations while riposting. You knew if you had performed this version correctly when your opponent slammed back into the floor as if they had just been parried, but they would take no damage. Okay, the second glitch is the Zipline Airwalk glitch. Very similar to the Parry Airwalk glitch we just looked at, but a more limited and restricted version. If you got stunned while holding onto a zipline, you were put into a state that ignored gravity. You were still able to collide into objects, but you could walk off a ledge without falling to your death. However, you were completely harmless in this state. You couldn't attack, you couldn't use items, you could not change equipment, and rolling or getting staggered would reset the effect, resulting in you falling to your death. This glitch was caused in a similar way to the first one. Causing yourself to get staggered and fall off the zipline by being stunned meant that the game assumed you were still on the zipline and thus locked you into your vertical position, ignoring gravity. This glitch, however, was a lot less useful than the previous method we spoke about. You couldn't even take out your binoculars to get a good view of the scenery. All you could really do is run and sprint. The previous parry method was much more useful, as you could pretty much do everything as normal and still have the glitch in effect. You could swap weapons, jump attack, parry, perform gestures, and even bino boost. So for the final glitch of this video we have bino boosting, or more simply, boosting with binoculars. This glitch was performed by looking through your binoculars, moving forwards and pressing circle or B to perform a roll. At almost the exact same time as you rolled, you needed to press R1 or RB to perform an attack. Then you put down your binoculars while still moving forward the whole time. At this point, if done correctly, your character would sprint abnormally fast for a fairly short period of time. And take note, you could actually do this glitch with the binocular in the right hand or the left hand. That didn't make a difference. The distance of your boost was reliant on when you released the binoculars zoom. So if you put down the binoculars too early or too late, then you got a roughly 3 to 4 second boost. But by releasing at the optimal time, you could boost anywhere from 6 to 10 seconds at full speed. A common method for achieving the most efficient boost was by releasing the binocular zoom as soon as the sound of the roll audio finished. This of course was commonly used in glitch speedruns as well, with some people completing the game in around 20 minutes. It was even used in a more malicious manner when people started taking advantage of it in online matches. With some practice, you could run straight up to people from far away and backstab them without them even having time to react. These 3 glitches showcased today are widely considered to be some of the most impactful and game-breaking since the release of Dark Souls 2. As such, they were patched and cannot be performed on newer versions of the game. So, that was some Dark Souls 2 history that has shaped the way the game is today to a small extent. There are of course many more glitches, as with any game, so subscribe for more. I definitely plan to continue the series because I find these types of things really interesting, and I hope you do too. Thank you very much for watching. Please remember to leave a like if you enjoyed or learned something new, and I will see you next time.
Travelling all alone in these treacherous times. Well,
Fuck you! Oh my god!
Oh, hogwash. Who am I to judge?
Are you fucking kidding me?
My name is Pate.
Shut the fuck up!